Current stardate is stardate 35277.4. The USS Valor, along with the USS Peirce, have returned to Starbase. Actually, sorry, 200. Where the or is it 211? With most of the Trill and Vulcan survivors. During the course of action, Commander Tavin of the USS Valor has filed a complaint, a ethics violation, whom he which believes that Dr. Coliam Kas was murdered by Dr. Lezri Riol in a cave on Koact IV. After he witnessed some disturbing things and knowing that Dr. Kas, while he wasn't moved with the first group, was stable prior the return of the second or return of the away team to transfer the second group. Most of the wounded have been transferred to the Valor, who are not in critical condition for interim care on board. However, the Commander Tavin has been called to the Starbase to meet with the head chief medical officer, a Dr. Riley Collins, to discuss the ethic violation he witnessed. And with that, we're going to start there.
Okay.
Drop your token in here. Tavin, you have you walk through the corridors of the Starbase. You arrive at the office, which many rooms here are very similar. And you're told that Dr. Collins is in her currently medical office.
What is the doctor's rank?
Commander.
Okay, so I pushed a little button to chime in.
Enter.
Good afternoon. I assume it's the afternoon.
Yes, it's a little after Alpha during Alpha shift. Please.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Have a seat, Commander.
Well, thank you. I assume you got my full report on the disturbing matter.
Yes, I wanted to go over some of the details with you. So you're acting as protection for the survivors in one of the caves that they found from the pirates.
That is correct.
Right. Did you have? Were you viewing Dr. Kas during that time? The patient in question that is now deceased.
I did not physically witness the event, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, so you saw the essentially
the
after.
Yeah.
And how long do you think from that you noticed that, your best guess, or at least estimate, that Dr. Kas was alive at the time of departure of your other fellow crew members and the time that they returned and you saw that Dr. Kas was no longer part of the living?
How long do I think that was?
Give me Insight Con difficulty 1.
Okay. I should have had my sheet up. Tavin. Alright, put back onto the front side. Alright, what was the roll?
Insight Con difficulty of 1.
Insight Con, interesting. I don't think any of these will. Oh, it's negotiation?
You're trying to get an estimate of time, so this is more like...
Yeah.
Negotiation wouldn't be...
Okay.
Gain a momentum. you believe it was probably a little over 2 hours because you know it takes about an hour to get up and go back down. So it's roughly about 2 hours. You think that between your when your team departed and then returned, and that's how long you were kind of noticed slightly before they returned. So less than 2 hours, give or take.
Doctor, it was slightly less than 2 hours, but I would like to stress that the person in question was alive and considered stable by their own doctor's admission before uh, this time period started, and then was clearly dead with blood on her hands from an apparent surgery.
Did any time did Dr. Riol discuss that uh, with you, or the patient's needs or the immediate care that he might require?
It's my understanding the doctor was very insistent on uh, the uh, person. What was the person's name again?
Dr. Cass.
Dr. Katz. What is that? The doctor that was killed, or the?
That was the doctor that was killed. Riol
Okay.
was the one that performed this supposed surgery
Okay.
on him. And
Um, shoot, I just lost my train of thought. Um, what was the question again?
at any point, did you feel that? I'll rephrase this for you, Commander. At any point, do you feel that Dr. Riol acted out of turn, like, as in not beholden to a medical official?
Yes, I do feel strongly that they did act outside the normal boundaries of a doctor in good conscience, as they did try to push up their patients' priority for evacuation over those who had a clear necessity for medical reasons to be expedited out of the situation, which, of course, you being a doctor know goes against any kind of triage situation.
So
Um,
Dr. Rial did not wanted to evacuate Dr. Cass within the first group, but that did not give clear instructions as to why.
that is correct. Despite our best efforts to explain to her that the others were much more critically wounded and required more immediate attention.
And at any point, did you, during, from what you were able to witness, did you just see that Dr. Cass's condition destabilized and required some sort of immediate or radical procedure to be undertaken?
I did not witness the procedure or condition as I was stationed out of visual range for my security duties.
Did anybody else in the cave witness such um, or the incident that would require such um, the procedure to take place?
I suspect there were numerous witnesses to the event. However, they were the survivors, and as far as I am aware, as to this date, they have been uncooperative in the investigation.
I see. Uh, Given the current state, while I can convene a medical board of ethics for against Dr. Riol, I unfortunately though there is not much ground that I can uh, charge her or at least have her license removed under the Federation medical guidelines. The
Doctor, might I ask, have you talked to the doctor about this.
I have, however, since Dr. Kas is not a former Starfleet member, and neither is Dr. Riol, I cannot get the medical profile of Dr. Kas to do a formal review. I am still pulling through red tape through the Trill Government to get those documents. If I were to have someone testify with at least some credible knowledge of medical procedures, or at least witness, or if Dr. Kas was awake and conscious and was making some sort of commotion, or feel that there was something acted, at least in terms for malpractice, there's not a lot I can do. You would have to at least try to convince some of the other survivors to come forward. Your testimony is not really enough, Commander.
I understand.
And from the way it's looking currently, I have until tomorrow morning to produce at least enough evidence to bring to the Federation Council that there was some sort of malpractice before Dr. Riol is scheduled to leave. Currently, she's not under arrest for anything at this time since no formal charges have been filed.
Commander, I would ask that even if we can't prove that she murdered this individual, whether through incompetence or deliberate malice, we should at least be able to file some sort of complaint regarding the fact that she clearly violated triage and, in so doing, interfered with Starfleet rescue operations.
Will be on my record of the incident in your report, and I will file it to my appropriate superiors in the Starfleet Medical Board, which they can later file to the proper government, the Trill Government, and see how they will react to it. If you want, you could also file a formal complaint with the Federation Council, and they will heed it to the Trill Government on it as well. Whether or not anything becomes of it, well, that's out of both of our hands. But if you're able to get someone, or at least a few others, to come forward that have a little bit more credible testimonies, there's not much I can do on the matter.
I thank you for your time, Commander.
Of course, Commander. Like I said, you have until the morning.
Very well. I will see if I can produce any more information for you.
And she kind of stands up and awkwardly kind of pulls out, like wondering where to shake your hand. Good luck, Commander, if you're able to find more evidence or not.
Thank you, Commander. And Tavin takes her hand and shakes it, and then does a sharp turn and walks out of the office.
All right.
So, do I have the can I still find some of these survivors? Are they around still, or are they already back?
Some of them are on the Valor itself. Others who have been given temporary lodging on the Starbase until the Trill transport arrives to take them back to Trill.
Would I have a feeling for which survivor I might have at least the best chance of, sympathizing with my position and getting them to testify?
You've in character, you probably would have already collected some names of people who were there, at least
Yep.
nearby, and you can give me insight plus security difficulty of 3 to kind of go through the list to figure out who might be able to talk.
Okay. I will give you one threat for an extra dice. Can I use negotiation as basically I would know who I'd have the strongest chance of negotiating into talking or testifying?
All of them have pretty much remained silent. There is only one individual that's a little bit more forthcoming with information, but
Okay.
it's still
So,
inside security difficulty of 3.
all right. So, yep, giving you the one threat, insight, security, activating bold security, no focus. Yeah. Well, I guess I can re-roll and hope for a one. Oh well.
You can. I'll let you succeed at cost on this, though. There'll be a little bit of a complication.
I guess that's better than nothing.
For the complication, you're not going to know the all the current locations for everybody on the list.
Okay. So I guess I will start looking around. Maybe ask the computer if they know their current whereabouts.
Um, so I'm gonna give you a list of 8 individuals. So give me one
Okay.
second, and I'm gonna put the where they're currently at. While you have that going on, I'm gonna head to the bridge of the Valor.
Okay.
Where is currently the captain at, as well as so Shan still is on the bridge currently.
Yeah, I guess so. Although he might well be in the XO's office working on a report about all of this, depending on where the captain is. Captain's not here. Captain's back.
Okay, the captain is probably in his ready room right now.
Okay, so the Shran is in the center chair with a pad working on his official report of the mission to Koact IV.
Okay. Captain, you just as when the Valor just arrived a few hours ago, you were currently at that time station. Were on the actual Starbase in several meetings with Admiral Haggard and other command staff on new essential battle strategies, and one that's a potential upcoming one, which will happen later at the scene. Currently, though, you're just going through the report. So if the two of you would like to discuss what has happened, feel free to do so.
Okay, so yeah.
Sorry, you cut out for a chunk of that.
I'm thinking, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So the captain is going to call Commander Shran into the ready room.
I'll toddle on in there. Yes, sir.
I've just been going over the reports from this mission that you undertook. Was busy on the station. What's this about? Investigation?
Yes, sir. Ambassador Dax, before we left on the mission, called captain of the Peirce and I in, introduced us to this Dr. Riol, who they wanted to accompany on the mission. They were very concerned about Dr. Kas, who had been part of the survey crew aboard the Narell. When we arrived at the location of the survivors, the medical team, our own Dr. Yumond, as well as the doctors from the Peirce, quickly did a triage evaluation of all the survivors. The crash had taken place in the mountains, and the survivors had retreated to a defensible cave within those mountains. So transporting badly wounded people was down to us and 4 grav sleds. So after the medical team had made their triage assessments, we began loading up the 4 most badly injured patients to transport to the shuttle and then back up to the Peirce, since the Kelvinite content of the planet's surface prohibited beaming. As we were loading up, Dr. Riol approached me rather vehemently and asked that we include Dr. Kas in the first transport of injured, although he was not rated as among the worst injured and appeared to, while badly hurt, appeared to be stable, according to the medical teams. She was quite insistent, but since our teams had already made their triage choices, I suppose, or triage assessments, I told her I would be sticking with that unless she could provide me with a compelling reason to do otherwise. At which point she turned away from the conversation, and I assumed that she had kind of seen the reason for taking the worst injured first. She's, after all, a medical officer. When we returned approximately 2 hours later to pick up the next batch, Tavin was confronting a large group of the Trill survivors and accusing Dr. Riol of having murdered or botched a field surgery on Dr. Kas. When I questioned Dr. Riol about it, she claimed cultural privacy, which under Federation law and the Prime Directive, I felt I had to respect. I did, however, give the other in the area the opportunity to speak out and to refute or her assumption of cultural privacy law. None did. In fact, none particularly seemed terribly, they appeared battered and bruised and, of course, emotionally traumatized from their actions, but no one appeared to be even hesitant about not speaking up. And from what I could tell, everyone seemed to support Dr. Riol's actions and later claiming of privacy rights. At which point, with the Nausicaan force approaching, I thought that was well enough and went back to getting the survivors back on board the Peirce and the Valor. Commander Tavin, however, has made an official complaint, and that's where this investigation is springing from, as far as I know.
Okay, then. I guess I'll have to look into this as well.
I will say that after Dr. Kas's death, Dr. Riol really had no further interest in any of the other survivors. In fact, she insisted on accompanying us back to the Valor immediately. She helped with some of the other wounded, but really, at that point, seemed to be rather disconnected from the rest of the rescue operations, although she did help out in the sick bay.
Strange.
I thought so too, but when a member of a member species claims privacy restrictions, there's not terribly much we can do. Certainly the Federation's and Starfleet's regulations around cultural privileges are pretty clear, albeit flexible. It hasn't happened in a while, but as far as I know, neither the Federation or Starfleet has changed the regs to where an Ushan duel couldn't actually take place if an Andorian felt it was called upon to challenge.
For which I myself am very glad that we don't have any Ushan duels as of yet.
It's been a long time, and the practice is not anywhere near as common as it was 200 years ago. But technically, it's still on the books that both Federation and Starfleet would respect such an occurrence, particularly between two Andorians. It's part of our cultural guarantees as a member world.
Is it just me, or does this whole Trill situation have an air of something funny, like something's missing?
Well, I did get the feeling that Dr. Riol wasn't telling me everything she knew, and which is why I gave her the opportunity to provide me with some sort of extenuating circumstance that I wasn't aware of, that she hadn't provided me before, but she didn't. I'm assuming that again goes back to her claiming of cultural privacy. I know we're not getting the full truth about what happened down there, Captain, but unless one of the actual witnesses to the surgery or murder or whatever it was comes forth, I don't know that we can do much about it.
I agree. Hopefully, we'll eventually figure out what's going on down there, but with Trill's request for Dr. Riol to return to the Trill homeworld, and according to the records I'm looking at, that happens tomorrow, I highly doubt we'll get answers before.
Me neither, but I wouldn't underestimate Commander Tavin. He seems determined to get to the bottom of this. As far as I'm concerned, Captain, if we can put up with all the secrets that the Vulcans keep, we can put up with whatever the Trill's got going on, too.
Yeah. Maybe I should try and talk to Commander Tavin and see if I can dissuade him from continuing his investigation.
Well, I wish you luck with that, sir. He can be extraordinarily stubborn.
That I know, Commander.
Very well, sir. If there's nothing else, I'm going to get this report submitted to command.
Say that again. You were breaking up.
So I'm sorry. If there's nothing else, sir, I'm going to finish this report and get it submitted to command.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. And I'll head back out to the bridge to finish it up.
Just before you call,
Yeah, basically,
hold on one second. I'm gonna drop over to another part of the. So Taven, as you're getting ready to go to where the current Trill are located at, your comm badge beeps.
Tavin here. Tap it again. Hello? Anyone there?
it's Captain.
Oh, Captain. What can I do for you?
See you in my ready room at your earliest convenience, please.
As you wish. I'll be there at my earliest convenience. Taven out.
You can hear through the comm badge the captain go, "Okay, Commander."
All right, and after that, I will continue on my little journey.
You come onto the deck where there's some guest quarters currently at, though there's not any real major official, but a security guard was like, Commander, this area is currently only for the Trill survivors. Is there anything I can do for you?
Yes, I am looking for some of the survivors who witnessed the procedure that was done to the doctor.
I'm not aware of any procedure that was done to a doctor, uh, Commander. Uh, just a Starfleet security officer here, posted on the Starbase.
Good, so the survivors are in there.
Um, one group. There's several of them across this deck.
Excellent. I will go in there and speak with them.
Sir, are you authorized to speak with them? I'll need to see some orders.
What is this person's rank?
He's a lonely ensign.
And I kind of come up to him. Ensign, are you refusing to let Chief of Security from the Valor enter on a matter of security?
I have strict orders from my commanding officer to not let anyone disturb the survivors, sir.
Why is that?
Those are my orders, sir. I was told that station security is a little uptight with the recent intruder. They're just making sure that there is no intruders that wish to harm the survivors, sir.
Admirable. But do you think I'm going to harm them? Ensign?
I will not speculate on that question, sir.
I see. And who is your commanding officer?
Sir?
Who's your commanding officer that gave you these orders not to allow the Chief of Security in?
That would be Lieutenant Commander Tilu. Yes.
Yes, and what was your name again? I want to make sure that I include you in my report.
Ensign Simpson, sir.
Simpson.
Yes.
Very well, Simpson. I will contact your commanding officer and see to it that they contact you and amend their orders to allow me into this area. I assume that would suffice for you, Ensign.
Yes, sir.
Good. Good. I wouldn't want to upset you, Ensign.
Yes, sir.
And I will. Can I tap my communicator and say, Tavin to this person? Would it find them that way, or do I need to go on a new hunt?
Go to like a control panel, and it will guide you to the location of where the station's chief of security is at.
Well, can I just relay my comm badge through the thing to contact him from it? From the command panel, or...
station security is currently busy.
Well, make them unbusy. I have a urgent matter. It's an investigation
I
under
was
the
told that
purview.
I'm under orders to by the lieutenant commander that she is not to be contacted while she's currently engaged in her activities. She's currently training new officers.
I see. And
If you
where is
wish,
she
you
training them?
currently in the armory at our onboard holo suite. If you like, you can come
Excellent.
to the security office and you can wait for her there.
Very good. Tavin out, and computers show me where this holodeck is.
Deck 78, Section 12B4.
And I will make my way to this holodeck where she is training.
And as you head that way, we're going to go over to the sick bay on the Valor. Dr. Gibbon, you currently are tending to the minorly injured that's still left to, are still in sort of recover. Dr. Riol has a device she's hooked up to the ship's main computer and is currently kind of monitoring it to make sure it's functioning properly. It's a rather large, it's a little cylinder type device that goes up so high, and she appears to be double checking, and she seemed quite pleased with its current or whatever's going on with it.
Right. What's the current condition of everyone else that we have right now? Are they resting or
they're resting. Currently, except for the small child, she's kind of sitting on the floor reading a pad or small chair. Most of them are resting. They're just minor injuries. At least that's what's left. Some of them came from the Peirce, who've been sort of cleared, and they're here for recovery. Since most of their medical department facilities are currently full with treating injured, especially from the Vulcans and the remaining Trill. And some of them who survived the essentially Nausicaan camp that was, exploded.
Right. I think I'll go walk up to Dr. Riol and say, I apologize about what happened on the planet side.
Apology accepted, Doctor.
As you know, being a Starfleet officer and being a low-ranking one at that, I have to abide by the chain of command.
I see. So doctors don't have, when it comes to medical advice or the care of their patients, don't have supersede your command structure. That's the way it worked, but.
Let me rephrase that. Normally I would abide by the chain of command, unless there's like some sort of superseded emergency for a How do I explain this? I apologize. I'm not good with social situations, so I apologize ahead of time. But under special circumstances, yeah, a doctor can have medical superiority, but I don't know. But I just wanted to say I apologize about what happened on the surface. I really wanted to save him,
As do I.
So, is there any way I can possibly make it up to you somehow?
Promise me that no one will touch my equipment and that it remains in its current place and condition at all times. That would be greatly appreciated.
Right. Understood. This whole section is yours.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna walk up to Dr. Crap, I forgot what his name was. Dr. Fairtalk, and talk to him privately.
Yes, Doctor?
Do you think I did the right? You think I made the right decision, Planet Side?
I wasn't there, Doctor. What decision are you referring to?
I'm gonna motion him to my office to talk in private.
Fair talk will go along. Try and get comfortable in these stupid human chairs.
And then I explain what happened on the planet's surface. Yes, from my point of view, that is.
What is your point of view of what happened on the surface?
Pretty much that I thought that Dr. Kas was a mission critical person. Tried to persuade the commander for letting him go ahead, but ultimately the commander persuaded me to help the more critical injured people first before him, and now I'm kind of wondering if it was a good call to do that or not, considering that he's no longer alive.
Well, Doctor, was he among the worst injured who were category red in triage?
No.
Well, then standard Starfleet medical protocols indicates that those patients who are the worst injured but who can be saved take priority over others. As to mission critical priorities, I don't know. And again, I was not on the planet's surface, so I'm not quite comfortable second guessing your choices, sir.
Yeah. I guess I just kind of needed someone to ask, what am I being a good doctor? I'm desperately trying. I don't know.
Perhaps the ship's counselor might.
I'm actually
an expert in surgery, not psychology.
You're right. I'm actually scheduled for an appointment with her this afternoon. I've been trying to keep appointments with her as a way to keep my parents kind of relieved that I'm in this position.
I believe that is wise, sir.
Yeah.
If I might offer one piece of advice, however.
Yeah?
You are chief medical officer aboard a Federation starship, one of the most advanced starships in Starfleet. You would not be in this position if Starfleet did not have confidence in your capabilities. And also, if I may be so bold, it might be best to show strength and confidence even at times when you don't necessarily feel it. I believe you humans call it faking it till you make it.
You might actually be right about that.
Of course I'm right, Doctor. I'm a surgeon. Wander off.
Okay. I'm gonna actually tap my comm badge and hail the counselor, Counselor Peirce, is it? Is that what her name is, Peirce?
Yep.
Okay.
Somebody want to grab her?
You want someone to play her, or?
Yeah, because I just played Fair Talk. I didn't want to.
Sure, I'll play her. Play her. Where is she? On the board, or isn't she not here yet?
I'm using the comm badge.
Oh, okay.
She's ship's counselor.
All right. Yes, doctor. How can I help you?
You remember our appointment scheduled for much later, right?
Ah, yes, I do.
Is there any way we can bump that up to sooner? Really need someone to talk to.
Okay. Is there a situation that has developed recently you need to talk about?
More like more like a personal uncertainty.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I did not want to interrupt you.
It's all right. No, it's just personal uncertainty. That's all, doctor or counselor.
Okay. Sure. I will go ahead and put you on the top of the list then.
Thanks, Doc.
You're welcome. Anything else I can help you with?
I'll talk about it when I attend my counseling session.
Of course. You have a lovely day.
You too. Dr. Yaman out. And with that, I'm going to actually start checking on everyone over here. Starting with these two. Ew. These two.
Which two?
These two?
Oh, okay.
How are you guys doing? Oh, you got go
So
on.
you walk up to him. The bio readings read normal.
How you guys holding up?
Little sore still, but I'll recover. The first time I displaced some ribs.
Well, I have absolute confidence that you will be up and walking around soon. Gonna look to the little girl like, oh, what you reading? And notice her reading on the pad.
Just keeping up with my school studies.
What are you studying?
General literature on my homeworld.
How's that going for you?
Well enough, I suppose.
Well, if you, I'm gonna say to her, if you ever want a never mind. I can't. I've gone blank. Me as a player, I've gone blank.
Dr. Yiman, if you don't mind, sweetheart, would you like to accompany me, if it's all right with your father, to the ship's mess hall to get something to eat? She looks up at her father. Guy nods. Sure. If that's all right with you, Doctor.
Oh, perfectly fine. I was actually going to suggest maybe a treat or something for
perhaps we can find something on the way. And she smiles. Walks the little go out of the sick bay.
Okay. I'm going to try to find some busy work to do.
What sort of busy work?
Mostly going over medical reports, making sure the patients are comfortable, stuff like that.
Okay. Insight medicine difficulty of 1. It's pretty tedious, but it's just going over reports, making sure everything is a-okay.
Insight medicine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make the roll. Oh, fudge.
You're going through the incident report. You do know, you counted for everything on the Trill record of for the Trill survivors. However, you believe that a certain individual has not reported in for their physical in quite a long time.
Can I make a wild guess who it is?
Oh, I'm rolling. It's the captain.
Okay. I'm gonna tap my com badge. Dr. Yamontu, Captain Maxwell.
Maxwell here.
Captain, I noticed in my medical reports you're actually due for a physical. Oh, I'd rather get that done sooner than later.
Understand that, Doctor. I'm currently waiting on a meeting that I'm supposed to be having with the Chief of Security. And you can hear he's frustrated.
Well, whenever you get down here, I want to see you down here as soon as you possibly can. And
We'll see what I can do, Doctor.
Dr. Yamon out. And then after the comm link's over, I'm like, captains and their chief of medicine. Ugh.
Faratok, what do you wish to learn about the Trill device?
Does it appear to be like some? No.
You cut out.
Oh, sorry. Am I in now?
You're fine right now. It's just like you
Okay.
cut out mid-sentence. So.
Does it appear to be some sort of monitor? Does it, is it, running fluids? Is it, just trying to figure out.
Insight plus medicine difficulty of 2.
Okay. I will give you a momentum for the 3rd die and cautious medicine. That's the wrong guy. Biology, xenobiology, or pharmacology for a focus.
I'll take xenobiology at increased complication.
Okay, just one step. And here goes. Let me re-roll that 1 with a 0. Well, I do not have a clue.
You start looking through it, and you're not sure what to make of this piece of medical equipment.
Dr. Yemont,
Yes.
do you know what this piece of equipment that's been plugged into our systems is doing exactly? I can't seem to make heads or tails of it.
Quite frankly, no. And I, just like you, I am curious about it. But if she invoked a culture, due to what happened with Dr. Kas, if she invoked a cultural privacy thing concerning the incident, this certainly counts. I'm not gonna force my way into a diplomatic situation and over curiosity.
Of course not, Doctor. I quite understand. I'll go back and continue my rounds.
And I'll continue with what I was doing as well.
All right, we're gonna head back over to the station.
Okay.
Actually, we'll go to a new scene, by the way, before I lose track. You were heading to where the chief of security is at for the station.
Now, out of curiosity, did we get any momentum for my roll?
Yeah, I gave it to
Okay.
him. So
Okay.
you gained 2 because it was a difficulty 0. However, it spent scene change.
Right. Okay. I assume it's a holodeck door, so I.
No, it's actually just a regular door. It says armory on it.
Okay. Does it require a password, or can anyone just walk in?
You head towards the door. The door does not automatically open.
Is there like a security code pad or something like that nearby, or?
There's like a little pad, like little console thing to, like the buzz or try to open it.
I will try to open it.
Door does not open.
Tavin fails at the door. Is there somewhere I could put like a access code or something like that for my Starfleet command code or something like that?
Yes.
I enter in my Chief of Security command code.
Door opens. A security officer walks out. Can I help you, Commander? He looks at the rank and then notices the missing comm badge.
Oh, I'm still wearing it. It just had an unfortunate accident.
You should get that comm badge attended to, Commander. Can I help you with something?
Yes, I'm looking for, what was the person's name?
Lieutenant Commander Tully.
Yes, I'm looking for the Lieutenant Commander. I believe you're Chief of Security.
1 second. And a few moments later, a rather short, Tellarite female comes out. What do you want?
I need access to the survivors, and your security officer is refusing me said access. So if you could please relay those commands, I'll be on my way.
I can't give you access to that. You'll have to go through your
Why?
captain. Here.
Can you tell me
1
why?
second. One. She puts her for 1 second. Walks back in. Comes out with a couple of pads. Here. Have your captain and you fill out these recreation forms. It's under the orders of Commander Young. He wants the station's security to make sure all people who are secure on this station, and I am going to do my job and not mess it up because of like you, because someone who wants to push around people, think they can go around here and do whatever they want.
I see. And if I told you that I am conducting this investigation for the Federation Council, and that you refusing me could be
I am not
seen,
aware of any investigation on my station. You will do this.
I am informing you, and I am a superior officer. You will address me with respect.
I am the
or I
station's
will address
chief
you.
of security, and you do not have jurisdiction here on the station. I do.
I don't care. I'm still outrank you. Now stand at attention, Lieutenant Commander.
I will not stand at attention. You are just trying to push whatever your agenda is. And I will not have it on this station.
This is insubordination and potentially mutiny.
Then I suggest you go talk to Commander Young about that.
Very well. We will discuss your refusal to follow orders. I mind you that during wartime, you could be shot for that.
There has been no official declaration of war.
There's always a declaration of war by somebody.
Walks back in. Now walks back in the door, turns around. I have a class to teach. Suggest you stay and mind your own business. Doors go close or shut.
All right. I am going to go find the commander.
How do you tend to do that?
Find the closest terminal in the station and basically query where is said commander.
Commander Young is currently in a meeting with Admiral Haggard.
Oh, good. Where is this meeting taking place?
Deck 1. Operations. Commander Young's office.
Excellent. I will make my way to Deck 1.
Okay, we're going to head to main engineering. Where Commander Savell is currently working at. Commander, what are you doing?
I thought I was a lieutenant.
Oh, sorry, Lieutenant. I'm used to calling everyone Commander, okay? So
That's okay.
Lieutenant, what are you up to currently?
Well, I assume I'm in the engineering over on the ship just to make sure everything is calibrated, and things like that. Overseeing the operations, just the daily routines, essentially. I would assume there's nothing that I've been ordered to do recently, so I've just been doing the maintaining.
So
routine.
just general maintenance.
Yeah. Or unless there's any upgrades I can make to the to perhaps upgrades where we can maintain a warp speed for a longer time.
That would require the ship not to be docked at the Starbase.
Ah.
Unless you wish to embark in more like theoretical studies, you can do that through simulation.
Sure, we can do the theoretical studies.
Okay, let's go with reason plus engineering, assisted by the ship's computers plus engineering. Difficulty of 4. Work 15, magnitude of 3, resistance of 2.
I do have a focus in warp field dynamics. Will that apply?
Yes.
It's control engineering, or was it daring again?
Reason plus engineering.
Okay. Let's see why. All right. I'll go ahead and give you threat for actually how we only have 1 momentum. All right. I guess I'll try to develop some momentum. All right, I'll give you an think 3 threat for 4 dice, or is it 2?
It's 3 threat for 4 dice total.
4 dice. Okay, so it's 3 threat. All right, I'll give you 3 threat for that.
Okay. You gain a momentum. Currently, the assistance from the ship's computers plus engineering.
Okay. Oh, the ship engineering. Does someone else got the ship, or you want me to get at that ship too?
I can get the ship if you want.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
No help, but no hurt.
Fair enough.
One momentum was totally generated. Roll 7 challenge dice. Savell.
Okay.
That's
So,
currently 5 work being done on the work track, so that is enough for a breakthrough.
Okay.
We will come back to this roll, and I will update it in Discord. All right, we're gonna head over to the bridge. Captain Maxwell, while you're sitting in your ready room, it's been several minutes, practically almost an hour since Commander Tavin has not reported to you.
Okay. So I'm going to hit the communications panel again and go Captain Maxwell to Commander Tavin.
You kind of like broke up there.
Hit the communications panel and go Captain Maxwell to Commander Tavin.
Unable to reach Commander Tavin. Communicator is offline.
The last known location of Commander Tavin.
Commander Tavin was on Starbase 211. Sorry, it was a little garbled when you spoke.
So, is I'm going to try to open a communications channel to Admiral Haggard instead.
Someone at station operations, you get hold of this. Captain Maxwell, Admiral Haggard is currently in a meeting with Commander Young. Can I leave a message for you with the Admiral and have him get back to you?
Probably take this personally rather than have a message relayed to him. I'm guessing this is a commander.
No, this is just some lieutenant at operations.
Okay, then at the end of that, I'll just say Lieutenant.
You're cutting out.
Brief. The Admiral will want to take this personally rather than through some message relayed, Lieutenant.
I'll see what I can do. Give me Presence Command difficulty 2.
Oh boy. I need someone to roll that for me, real quick. I think our dice spot on Discord's not working.
Prax, I think you're the only one who can access.
Yeah, I can get it real quick for you. Do you wish to see? How are you wanting? Are you trying to be diplomatic to get in touch with the Admiral? He's a very busy man.
Yes, I am. I am trying to be diplomatic and kind rather than pushing my agenda.
All right. You wanting to spend any resources? There's 2 momentum on the table, or you can give me threat.
Let's do 1 momentum because I think I have a fairly good presence command.
You have a 17.
Oh yeah.
So 1 momentum being spent. Get it back. That's with 3 successes. 1 second. And a moment later passes by, and Admiral Haggard.
Haggard Hill here. What is it, Maxwell?
I'm not sure if you've had the time to, Admiral, but have you read over the mission reports from
I've been a little busy with the strategic situation along the Cardassian border. Can this wait, Captain?
Chief of Security might be conducting an unauthorized investigation into events that happened on the planet. His comm badge has since gone offline, whether it is turned off or damaged, I do not know. And he did so after I requested he report to my ready room at his earliest convenience, which, of course, as you know, Admiral, is me being polite to I need to speak to you.
All right, Captain. So what do you want me to do about this rogue security chief of yours?
I believe he might be trying to speak with the survivors of the Trill survivors as to what happened on the planet. However, last I know, they've taken. Oh, good grief! I'm trying to remember what it is as a player right now. Cultural secrecy on whatever happened on the planet.
Haggard will look over at Young, who, if I'm remembering right, is the station commander.
Yeah.
Well, Commander, can you cut through some of this fog for me? What's up with the Trill on this station?
They're not. So the Trill station, like all the people, like they're keeping their mouth shut. They're not talking about the incident.
All right. Commander, have your security teams find this. What would you say his name was, Captain Maxwell?
Tavin, he is an avionic species. I personally don't remember the name of the species as a player.
Right. Have him find this Commander Tavin and escort him to the Valor and into the custody of Captain Maxwell. Let's not take no for an answer in this case, Commander. And Captain, in future, try and keep enough tabs on your chief of security where you don't have to interrupt one of my meetings for me to solve a problem for you.
Sir, understand.
Haggard out.
Oh, Commander Tavin is going to be really mad at me.
One second. Roll20 is being funky. All right. We're gonna cut back to the station real quick. This is not gonna go well. What did I do with your token? Just as the orders go out on the station, Tavin, you walk on to in operations, and you're greeted by a security officer. Goes, Commander, can I help you? Wait, we just got an alert going out. You're not authorized to be here. I'm ordered to escort you back to the Valor.
What do you mean I'm not supposed to be here?
You, by order of Admiral Haggard, you are ordered to return back to the Valor. Sir, you're going to have to come with me.
Can I see this order?
Sir, it just came through.
Well, then there's no official order.
Sir, there
I'll
is an
wait.
order. I am ordered to keep... Sir, I have to bring you back to the Valor. He taps his comm badge. Lieutenant Commander Tolvi, I have found Commander Tavin in operations. Requesting additional security teams.
I would point out that your security chief is already in insubordination charges coming across for her.
Sir,
I do not believe
I'm
she
under
can
my
give
orders from above. My direct superior, Admiral Haggard, has issued this. I'm sorry, you're going to have to go back to your ship. If you follow me, this will be much easier on all of us.
This is a murder investigation that you are interfering with.
I'm not aware of any investigation. Look, I have my
just
orders.
told you about it.
Gotta go through the proper chain. If there's, I'm not aware of any murders here on the station, so you're gonna have to, sir, please get back on the turbolift and accompany me as he kind of moves his hand towards the phaser's on his belt.
Taven kind of smirks, like, right.
Sir, we could do this the easy way or the hard way.
Let's just be glad that we're doing this the easy way, as he kind of laughs at the security guard and walks back onto the turbo lift.
You entered the turbolift with him. Deck 45, docking ring. And the turbolift hums. Thanks for going easy, Commander.
Well, there's no reason to injure a lonely officer just for trying to do what he feels is right.
Hey, I'm level 3. I can hold my own.
That's lovely.
With all due respect, sir, I wish you the best of luck on your murder investigation, but orders are orders.
Tell me something. Do you believe in chain of command?
I do, but even though you are a higher-ranking officer than me, my orders come from above you, sir, and I have to follow them.
That is correct. But if a officer were to, say, tell you to stand at attention while escorting me, that is a lawful order, as you are still able to conduct your business.
Kind of straightens up a little bit. Sir, if you don't mind, I'll just maintain this posture and...
Is he at attention?
No, he's not at attention. He's kind of stiffened up, like half posed, but he's still on his guard.
I see. So you're refusing to stand at attention while escorting me, to give me respect.
Sir, standing in this posture is giving you respect, though I must maintain this posture in case you try anything. With all due respect, sir.
I see. So you feel that I am going to attack you?
That was the impression that I got, sir.
What is unfortunate. As I said, I would not injure a young officer such as yourself for simply trying to do what he feels is right.
I appreciate that, sir.
We are on the same side, after all.
Doors open. Accompany me, sir, this way, as more security officers are present.
Very well.
You accompany them back to the Valor?
Yeah.
All right. After a few moments, you are brought back on board brought to the docking plank, to the Valor, and they kind of motion for you to proceed down, and suggest you get that comm badge fixed, sir.
Yes, these things, they're always breaking. They're not as reliable as they used to be. And I will head for Maxwell's office.
So you head to the bridge.
Hey, come on. Ziras, I thought you were on arms duty today in the armory.
Begging the commander's pardon, but the duty shift has me here.
Clearly a clerical error. We will take care of that. Go ahead and head to the armory immediately.
Actually, Commander, says the Shran, turning around to the command chair, I made some adjustments to the security crew's scheduling today. I feel Mr. Zares needs some more bridge time than he's been getting lately. I'm sure you won't mind.
Of course not, Commander.
Oh, and by the way, have you had a chance to meet Dr. Peirce yet?
I don't believe so.
I would advise you to keep that meeting as soon as possible.
I think I heard somebody else took my appointment. It was very unfortunate.
Well, the captain wants to see you, and while you're talking with him, I'll be sure and get you on her calendar today.
That's very admiral of you, Commander, to
Happy to
look out.
help.
And he kind of walks off and pushes the little button. Actually, I think it's this one, isn't it? Captain.
Enter.
Well, that was a good talk, Captain. We'll have to do it again.
Did you hear Maxwell inside go enter?
Tavin comes in. Captain, you rang.
Commander Lezri Tavin.
Captain.
You to report to me here.
What was that? You broke up.
You to report to me here.
At my earliest convenience. It has become convenient, and I have reported, sir.
As you know, is me being polite for to talk to you.
Sorry.
You-
It must have been a miscommunication, sir. I apologize for that. I will make sure to interpret that command more accurately next time, sir.
Sir, you have been conducting an unauthorized investigation into Trill activities.
Not unauthorized, sir. I talked to the doctor who specifically said that the uh, research or the investigation would be monitored by the Federation Council itself, and that if I could get one of them to speak, that that could be enough to sway the council.
You did not see of said investigation, which I command, sir.
I only got parts and pieces of that.
You did not inform me of said investigation as I am your commanding officer.
Well, sir, I wanted to have all the facts and information before making a complete and thorough report to you, as always, sir.
Which I normally would be very grateful for, Commander. However, you and I both know in take cultural secrecy into effect, they really, really mean it.
Sir, if one of them wishes to speak to me of their own volition, I don't believe that would constitute any sort of violation. They are, I believe, a Federation world.
To speak to you, Commander, would they not come to you?
I find sometimes people in these situations do better when you go to them and help them find the courage. More
So you're
convenient for them.
So you're basically saying that if you had to, you would coerce information from them?
Coerce, sir? Absolutely not. I would never even dream of doing that. I would simply advise them of the right thing to do. As I see it, anyways. How they take that advice is completely up to them.
Either way, Commander, seeing as how, number one, I was not informed of such investigation by Starfleet Medical or by you, and then after I requested you speak with me, you turned off. Well, actually, I take that back. I'm guessing damaged your comm badge? So
Oh,
I would not be able to get in contact with you?
it appears that it was damaged, sir. I tell you, these things, they just don't make them like they used to. I see your light on, but I don't hear anything. Is anyone else hearing him?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
Still can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
There you are.
What was the last thing you heard?
About damaging the communicator?
Oh, okay. So basically, he's going to go based upon the fact that you were attempting to evade command authority.
Evade, sir. Again, as I said, these things break all the time, especially those of us in security. They really need to make a sturdier comm badge for us who are in the front lines.
Commander, this is not a war. This is a starship. You and I both know that communicators do not just break willy-nilly.
Everything breaks willy-nilly every now and then. I mean, if we didn't, we wouldn't need a whole engineering crew down there.
Commander, based upon your actions today with this investigation, I am hereby confining you to quarters for the next 48 hours.
As you wish, sir. However, before that happens, I strongly feel that we should talk to some of those witnesses before we leave.
They have taken cultural secrecy for these events on Koact IV. You and I have no ability to speak with them concerning those events.
Very well, Captain. I will report to my quarters immediately.
See that you do.
Should I get a new comm badge first, or?
One delivered to you.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you, Captain.
The captain will stand up from his chair, walking around the desk towards the door.
Am I dismissed, sir?
You can follow me for a second.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
You can follow me for a second.
Follow you? Okay.
So Captain Maxwell's going to and look to see who is back at the security console.
It's Zures and Duo.
See Maxwell break out with a smile and go, Zures, do me a favor, would you?
Of course, Captain.
Please escort Commander Tavin to his quarters and pick up a spare comm badge on your way.
Yes, sir. You see his ears kind of lay back for a second, and then they come back up, and with kind of a resigned shrug and a look at Duo, Zures walks over to Tavin and says, "You know the way, sir."
Indeed.
Turn to the commander and go, Commander,
Yes, sir.
please lock out Commander Tavin's command codes for the next 48 hours.
Yes, sir. And peep, poop, 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 peep.
Dr. Yeedman, I believe you have a meeting with the counselor.
Yes.
All right. Does Tavin allow the rest to escort him to his quarters?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've arrived at the counselor's office.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit the door chime.
Does anyone wish to play the counselor?
I guess I can. Come in.
Counselor, thank you for seeing me sooner than usual.
Yes.
I know we
Well, have
already
a
had
seat.
and I go ahead, take a seat, and I just kind of go. I know we all appointment earlier, but I feel like I really need to get something off my chest.
Of course. Can I get you something to drink? Perhaps a hot tea? I can find an old gray can really relax the nerves.
Maybe an Arnold. What is the old drink called? An Arnold Palmer half and half.
I'm not familiar with that drink.
It's a iced tea mixed with lemonade.
I suppose the replicator knows that drink.
I'll take one of those, thank you.
Very well. I assume there's a replicator somewhere because they have them everywhere. Computer, please give me a. What did you call it again?
Just call it a half and half. Half iced tea, half lemonade.
Let me have a half and half.
Computer console beeps and a little whoosh and materializes a drink.
She takes the drink out. Thank you, computer. And turns and hands it to you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Slowly walks around, has a seat. Now, why don't you tell me what's wrong? What brings you to see me today?
It's concerning my role as chief medical officer, and as well as the most recent mission we were on.
Yes, it was a taxing mission, to be sure.
Yes. I'm just kind of wondering, did I do the right thing by obeying the commander? Or should I have done something more to try to save Dr. Kas?
Well, you are a Starfleet officer. It is your obligation to follow orders.
It is true, but I'm also hold the rank of chief medical officer. In essence, I could order that could have took place.
Did you feel that that was the correct order to give?
You know, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Part of me believed that Dr. Kas was a very mission sensitive person, and thus his importance was higher up there. On the other hand,
That is not your concern, Doctor. Your concern is for the well-being of all your patients. Did you feel that you followed protocols to try to save as many lives as possible?
I feel like I did, but I feel like I could have done more.
Well, this is a typical symptom of someone in your situation that lost a patient. I see this quite frequently in doctors that lose their patients.
Yeah, well,
We always wish that we could do more, second guess ourselves, replay the events in our heads time and time again. How are you sleeping at night?
I'm sleeping decently, you know.
Good,
Once,
good. Have you talked to anyone else about this?
Dr. Fair talks.
I see.
You know, trying to build the relationship between me and my medical staff by doing that. And
Well,
hopefully,
having a good rapport with your fellow colleagues is always a positive sign.
yeah. It's just I guess I always have this idea that I'm in bigger shoes than what I should be. I mean, I respect the fact that Starfleet Command thought I was talented and worthy enough to be a chief medical officer. I have the doubt that my parents planted in me that maybe I might not be able to handle.
I see. So your doubts stem from your childhood. Tell me about your mother. Is did I lose comms? Got quiet.
No.
I'm hearing you fine.
Dr. Yiman, do you wish to continue?
I think we lost the doctor. Oh.
Yeah, using his phone for the voice may have been giving him some issues.
Although, does this mean I have to counsel myself when Tavin comes in?
No.
I think the counselor's gonna have to go to Tavin.
No. We're going to head over to main engineering. Savel, you stay with us.
Yep, I'm still here.
All right. If you wish to continue on the extended task, it will be a reason plus engineering difficulty of 3, assisted by the ship's computers plus engineering to
Well,
help create a new warp field.
I'm sorry, what? Yemen, you're back?
hello?
Yep,
Yep, we
we can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Okay. Can you hear me
All right.
now? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I can continue that scene later. I don't know what happened there.
Think you lost connection there?
Possibly.
Sorry, GM. What was that roll again?
Reason plus engineering difficulty of 3, assisted by the ship's computers plus engineering. You've so far done 5 work. You have 1 breakthrough, and the resistance is 2.
Okay. I will go ahead and give you 1 threat for 3 dice. My focus and warp field dynamics still applies.
Yes.
And go ahead and roll. All right.
Gain a momentum. Roll 7 challenge dice for me, please.
Come on, ship.
The ship
7
doesn't
challenge-
like you.
Don't start
No,
trash
it
talking;
really
it'll get worse.
So far, that is 0 work being done.
Okay, can I re-roll those dice?
Yes, you can re-roll 5 dice if you wish by spending a momentum.
Yes. That's better.
That's 5 work. That's just enough for a breakthrough. That will put you at 10 total work with 2 breakthroughs. So your next task will be at a difficulty of 2. As we Lieutenant, I'm about to bring the computer core offline. Are you able to save your work before I do this? Just for the temporary maintenance schedule.
Yeah, I can put this on hold for the time being.
Give me control plus engineering difficulty 2 to save your progress on your simulation runs.
Ship assisting.
Sure,
And no-
computer's engineering.
No focuses I can use here.
Do you have a focus in computers?
I do not, so I would say no. Difficulty 2. Give you 1 threat just to activate bold. Oh, there we go.
Gain a momentum, 2 momentum gained. And
Hey, ship is helpful.
you save your progress. Lieutenant, I'm bringing the computer core offline, sir. It will probably be an hour before everything boots fully back up.
Okay.
Backups look secure, so we're good to go.
Excellent.
Your character is free to do anything else for the next 2 hours, unless you wish to stay here and ponder your warp field equations.
I'll go ahead and ponder warp field equations.
Okay.
Because Vulcans do not spend time by themselves without doing work.
Engage in other activities. Shishran, is there anything you wish to do? Alpha Shift has pretty much come to a close. It's kind of just station keeping for the most part.
Well, I'll wait for my relief to show up, make sure everything's in order. And then I'll head down to Tavin's quarters. And ring his door chime.
Who is it?
It's the Shran.
Come on in.
I kind of come in and lean up, crossing my arms in the doorway. So, someone had an interesting day.
Have you come to rub the proverbial salt in the wound, Commander?
Well, come to tell you that you're pretty damn lucky it wasn't worse than being confined to quarters for 48 hours. What were you thinking?
I was told by the doctor that if one of the people would come forward, that the council might act. So, naturally, I attempted to see if one of the people was interested in coming forward.
Well, fine, but what were you thinking about when you didn't immediately head back to the ship when the captain told you he wanted to see you?
Well, he said to come back at my earliest convenience.
You know damn well what that means. You were pushing things, and you pushed it right up to the edge. Do you know the captain called the admiral?
Haggard.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
I've heard some things about that one.
Well, whatever you may have heard, he apparently wasn't too pleased to have his meeting interrupted by the captain's rogue security officer and having to handle that himself. So not only have you gotten yourself in hot water, you've probably gotten the captain in hot water. You're lucky you didn't lose a pip.
Perhaps, but I still feel that a murder has gone unsolved.
If you'd handled this differently, you might have been able to actually solve it or find out what was going on. But instead, you went off half-cocked without trying to get the aid of me or the captain or anybody else, and threw your weight around, and here you are. You bollocksed your own investigation.
Perhaps.
Did you manage to learn anything?
Yes, their chief of security should be drawn up for charges of insubordination.
I wouldn't be suggesting anybody gets drawn up for insubordination were I in your current pair of shoes. It might start giving the captain ideas. You're damned lucky, mister, because if anybody was insubordinate and if anybody had the standing and the cause to really come down hard on you, it's the captain. You're a good officer, Tavin, but you've got to learn to work with others. You've got to learn to bring other people in. We're not here to hinder you. We're here to help. And just going bullheaded, trying to butt your way through things is not going to work out. At least not all of the time.
Yes, sir. It is a habit that I am working on.
Well, try and find some different methods. However, I do have some good news. Since you're confined to quarters anyway and don't have much going up, I've arranged for the counselor to come see you tomorrow morning. So, 0800. I expect to hear from her that you and her have gotten off to a good start for your first meeting. And quit sending Zeress all over the ship. I think you're giving him a complex.
Sir?
I think you're giving him a complex. He thinks you don't like him. So ask yourself while you're asking yourself all these other questions, if you really want a member of your security team, who you've caused to question his, place in your esteem, being one of the people watching your back. You're making cracks in your own security team. Worse, you're making cracks in my security team.
Indeed, sir.
All right. All right, Thashran. All right, Tavin. Try and get some rest and seriously, think about what I've said.
Absolutely, sir. I can do better.
I'll see you day after tomorrow. And Thashran heads out to change clothes and go work on some sculpture in the holodeck.
Meanwhile, in the counselor's office.
Where did we leave off again?
Tell me
Before-
about your mother.
Well, she's a Starfleet officer. She always tried to do the best for me, especially after my autism diagnosis. But she
Mhm.
always felt that after I was diagnosed, that I probably wouldn't be able to make it as a Starfleet officer, even though I've dreamed of being one ever since I was a kid.
So she caused you to question yourself.
In a sense, yeah.
I think I'm starting to see the root of your problems.
It wasn't just her; it was my dad. They're both
Ah,
they both were our Starfleet officers. They love me so much, but they're concerned that I'm not going to be able to make it as a Starfleet officer, let alone as a chief medical officer.
I see. So they sheltered you to the point that you had trouble sprouting your wings and flying solo, as it were. The
In a
mother
sense, yeah.
wouldn't let her bird fly.
Weird
And a-
metaphor for Beta Z, but whatever.
In a manner of speaking.
I think beta sets have birds on their planet.
You just sounded more like Tavin there.
In a manner of speaking, yeah. That being said, I have managed to overcome their criticisms and found something I'm actually good at, something that got me into Starfleet in the first place. Medicine.
Excellent. You found the problem, you overcame it, and now you thrive.
And
That is what you have to do in every situation that you find yourself in. Find out what the problem is that's causing your discomfort, adapt to it, and thrive.
yeah,
But we're going to do a little exercise that should help you relax a little bit when these problems come up. All I want you to do is take 2 fingers and just tap it right behind your ear. Just like this as she starts tapping it.
and I proceed to follow suit.
Good. Doesn't that feel better?
Yeah.
Good. I want you to work on that tapping technique. Anytime you question yourself, just start tapping the back of your head.
I will. Thanks.
Good. I'm afraid our time for today is up. I look forward to working with you again.
I appreciate you getting me in early, counselor.
Not a problem.
And
I'll just have to rearrange my schedule to fit people in, but it's no problem at all. I can just. I think there's an appointment tomorrow with Tavin. I could just bump that off.
weird. I gave him doctor's orders to come see you. Did he not do so?
No, he did not. But I had it on my calendar to see him. I believe in his quarters tomorrow.
I'll have to put that in my report.
Hmm.
Oh well. Well. Anyway, thank you.
Not a problem. If Ensign Riler is outside waiting for their session, please send them in.
Oh, absolutely, counselor. And with
Thank
that, Oh, and thank you for the tea, or the tea half and half.
I hope you enjoyed your half and half.
To be quite fair, I'm not surprised you didn't hear about it. It's kind of an old Earth. It's kind of an old Earth drink. Not very common nowadays, but
Ah,
anyway, thanks.
of
And
course.
I'll proceed to exit the office and motion the next person in.
And as you see them walk in, you hear, "So, what brings you here? Tell me about your mother."
I'm assuming it's time for the doctor for the captain's physical.
While you're all talking with the doctor, or the counselor, doctor, just before you arrive back, the captain enters sickbay.
The nurse kind of comes over. "Oh, Captain. Hello, welcome to sickbay. Is there something we can do for you?"
Currently waiting.
You broke up.
Yeah.
Currently waiting. Lieutenant Yamond. I believe he. Yeah. Okay. I believe he has records that are inaccurate.
You believe he has inaccurate records, Captain? About what?
Good grief. I know what it's called. My physical for the year.
Oh, yes, I believe you're overdue, Captain. Why don't you come on in? I'll get you all set up on the bed here.
Actually, I did my physical this year with Dr. Kai.
Sir, I don't mean to disagree with you, but the chart clearly states that you are overdue. So why don't you come on in, sit right here on the bed, go ahead and disrobe to your underwear, and just wait there
Do,
and we'll get you taken care of.
do you mind double checking your records first, please?
How soon do I get to walk in?
Oh, now sounds about a good amount of time.
Right.
I'm
I
more than
walk.
happy to double check the records, sir. If you would just right over here and we'll take a look at it together.
I walk in right as they step away. Oh, sorry, Captain. I had a counseling appointment earlier. Had to get something off my chest. Nurse, I'll take care of this now.
I'm more than happy to do it right here at the control panel.
Oh, well then I'll join you. But rest assured, I plan to conduct his physical if he definitely needs one. What's it appears to be the trouble, Captain?
If you have inaccurate records, Doctor, I took my yearly physical for this year with Dr. Kai.
Hmm. She must not have kept very good records. She never recorded it. I mean, I'm not doubting that she's a bad doctor or anything. It's just I don't have that record. I can show you the data pad if you want to step in my office.
Second.
What was that?
He
Second.
said, just a second.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll join you in your office.
Nurse, you're welcome to tag along if you want.
Well, of course, Doctor. I would be more than happy to watch your skillful practices. I could learn a lot from someone like you.
Probably not as much as you think.
Oh, I just love how decisive you are in your actions.
Anyway, I'll grab the data pad that shows I don't have a record of it and hand it to him. As you can perfectly see, Captain, and if she did perform the physical before I came aboard, I really don't have it.
Check on Stardate 35167.7.
Okay. I'll swivel the medical computer around and say, computer, look for any medical physical logs on Stardate, and what was it?
35167.7 by Dr. Kai.
Yeah. So yeah, I request the computer to attempt to bring up any records of that.
Please specify records.
Any records of Captain Maxwell's physical done on Captain Maxwell.
Unable to comply. Invalid authorization.
Invalid authorization. Ugh. I'm gonna start tapping behind my ear. Authorization, Dr. Yaman.
Computer. These medical records for Captain Jason Maxwell 35167.7 by Dr. Kai. Authorization Maxwell Peirce 4.
Unable to comply. Medical authorization required by 1. Dr. Kai.
Well, that's strange. It appears that your medical record, Captain, was locked by Dr. Kai.
I apologize, Captain. Since I can't seem to get a record of your last medical record, I'm gonna have to redo your physical.
Very good, Doctor. I will get everything set up for his physical immediately.
I apologize, Captain.
Captain, this way, please. Let's get you all set up here.
Of course, Doctor. Taking my clothes off just so you can see me shut up.
I'm sorry, say again?
Be careful what you say there. Luckily you cut out, so but I got the gist of that.
Just so you could see me shirtless.
First off, Captain, I kind of don't roll that way. Second off, What?
You, Doctor, I'm talking to the nurse here.
Oh, Captain. You see her kind of blush. I'm completely professional. Just here to make sure that you're completely well and up to Starfleet regulations for physical prowess.
I certainly don't want to see him shirtless. Fair talk mutters. looking at an amputee. It's just horrible.
I'm gonna say to the captain, if you feel more comfortable, I can perform the physical myself. Kind of up to you, Captain.
Probably better.
I'm sorry, what?
Would be better. You can get in contact with Dr. Kai to send you the authorization for those files I gave you, but your call.
No better time than redundancy, and considering, well, I like to err on the side of caution, if you don't mind, and considering that you recently had a life-threatening injury that we recently patched up, it's probably a good idea to see how that's going. See how how you're handling after that.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's kind of up to you. Do you want the nurse to give you the physical, or do you feel more comfortable if I do?
Probably would be better if you did.
Okay. I'll say to the nurse, I'll take it from here.
Very well.
I'm sorry, Captain. I'm not used to these things happening.
I completely understand, so it's not a problem. Plus, you are right. With me having a previously life-threatening injury, it is better to, I guess, have a checkup.
Yeah. Absolutely, Captain. Want to make sure you're still, doing all right, especially after what happened. And I'll motion him to sit on the bio bed.
The captain will sit down.
Say again?
Sit.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and start my medical examination while trying to keep trying to keep a friendly conversation going on with the captain. So, oh, what led to you joining Starfleet, Captain?
It's a very long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's been a long time ago. Well, sorry, Captain. I'm thinking out loud. Have you always thought about making it to the center chair, or was it kind of a side? Sorry, say again.
A little bit of time when I hoped to be chief of security. Chief of security for about 3 months.
Can I ask you, Captain, how do you manage stress when faced with a difficult choice?
Sit down, cup of coffee, and
Yeah. I'm I uh I'm sorry, Captain, if I'm stammering a bit. You probably have record. You probably have on record why.
Faced with a choice, and you made one.
I'm sorry, what?
You were faced with a difficult choice, and you made a choice. I mean,
Yeah.
you decided to follow Starfleet protocols. So,
Thanks, Captain. Yeah, I don't know how much of my records you've read before I transferred in. To be honest, I didn't think I'd actually have a sit down and talk, ever have a one-to-one talk with you.
to run things, Doctor, that's how I like to run things.
Yeah.
In, in case they need to talk, I don't seek out people needing to talk.
Right. Is there any specific role I need to make for the physical, by the way, while we're talking?
Reason plus medicine, difficulty of 1.
Okay. Reason medicine. I'm gonna go ahead, if you don't mind. I'm gonna use a momentum for cautious, and it's to get an extra die. If that's perfectly fine with everyone, that is.
You spend that momentum.
Probably,
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll.
2 momentum generated. Captain Maxwell is perfectly healthy.
Well, I have good news for you, Captain. You're perfectly healthy.
it's good news.
I'll make sure I'll update the records this time. And make them kind of open for any medical officer that that eventually takes my place, or you eventually get transferred to.
Just make sure
No.
that it's properly secured.
I'll make sure of that. But yeah, it was great actually getting to talk to you. Getting to know the commander of the ship.
Problem, Doctor. Not a problem at all.
You're released back onto duty.
Thanks again, Doctor.
See you again, and hopefully under better circumstances.
Indeed. Captain will
Okay. Go on.
Captain will leave sickbay.
Kind of like after he leaves, he's like, "Oh my gosh, how was I in front of the captain?" And kind of nerve wracked, as in he's kind of releasing pent up emotion.
All right, while that's going on, I'm gonna cut over to Commander Shran. As you're walking down the corridor towards one of the holodecks, you run into Dr. Riol and a young child. Well, not young, but teenager, so to speak.
Ah, Dr. Riol.
Commander Shran.
I trust all of your patients are doing well.
Yes, thanks to Starfleet Medicals.
And who's your friend?
Oh, this is one of the daughters. I think you've met her father was the pilot, Volan Tolinar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. How's your father doing?
His injuries are healing. He's fine. He's tougher than what he appears to be at times.
This is the little girl saying that, or the doctor?
Yeah, the little girl.
Strand's antennae kind of quirk at that particular phrasing.
He's been in tougher scrapes before.
Let's hope it about his injuries are healing.
He's on the typical bone regenerator. I don't know the I'm not a medical professional.
No, of course not. Although I must say you seem to be quite bright for your age. No offense intended. And to be fair, I don't know that much about teenagers or children of any species. Doctor, I believe your transport will be arriving tomorrow morning. If there's anything you need before then, or any help we can give you when you're disembarked, please just let me know, and we'll make sure you get whatever assistance you may require.
I think helping with the wounded onto the transport would be more than adequate.
Very well. And again, I'm very sorry about Dr. Kas.
Yes, it's most unfortunate.
You should be aware that Commander Tavin has lodged a formal complaint. You may not have heard the last of the incident on whatever the name of that planetoid was, Koact IV.
Well, I'm sure there'll be an investigation on it, but I assure you, Commander, I did everything I could for him.
I'm sure you did. Well, it's nice to see you both again. If you'll excuse me, I'm off to get a little exercise.
Of course, won't keep you waiting.
And as I pass them, I'll kind of turn and look, and just kind of, there was something odd about that whole encounter. See if anything, kind of look back behind me, see if I think either of them is acting odd or strange.
Honestly, no.
Okay.
The teenage girl, she seems pretty bright for her age, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Oh well, I guess I will head to the holodeck and see if I can get some work done.
You start your ice scoping in the holodeck, get a little exercise in. Meanwhile, in the main engineering, the computer core comes back online. Savell, and the ensign there at the control panel goes, you can resume your simulation, Lieutenant. We're all finished here. We're going on to impulse diagnostics next.
Excellent. Thank you.
Reason plus engineering, difficulty 2, assisted by these ships, computers plus engineering. Work 10 out of 15, breakthroughs 2, resistance of 2.
Daring, or was it reason?
Reason plus engineering.
Okay. Difficulty is still 2. Warp field dynamics has a focus still.
Yes.
Okay. And I will go ahead and I'll give you 1 threat for 3 dice to activate bold, and see if I can generate any more momentum for us. Can never have more than, I mean, you can never have enough momentum. And okay.
2 momentum generated. Give me 7 challenge dice, please.
All right. Hey, well, it's a good thing I generated some momentum out of that one. Reroll those zeros.
So you're rerolling 4.
Yes.
All right.
Is that enough?
That is just enough to complete the work track and also a breakthrough, which will give you just over an extra breakthrough. So you do finish the extended task, and the simulation shows that if you modify the warp bubble, just this new algorithm, that you can increase the maximum warp speed by 0.1.
9.1?
No, by 0.1. So whatever the current maximum is. Which I forgot off the top of my head.
Okay. Is there any way I can increase that to 0.2 or 0.5?
You're talking about it go from maximum warp from 9.4 to 9.5 for 12 hours.
Oh, okay. All right, 12 hours. All right, that's a decent amount of time. Is there any way I can try to put that into practice, or I can't do that right now because we're
The ship has to be underway to do those tests.
Okay.
You have to go through the captain for that.
Okay, I will go ahead and notify the captain of what I have done, and ask permission to try to practice this, put this into reality, and hopefully do that at some point.
The captain will say, "We try to do so as long as we are on a non-emergency call next outing."
There was a non-emergency call at the next outing?
Try to implement you have and test it the next time we have an emergency call from space dock.
Of course, Captain. Of course, Captain. Now I can see if we can test it the next outing we have. And I go ahead and end the call with the captain and see if there's any and go ahead and continue with the general maintenance.
All right, so you're burning the midnight oil. Got it.
I mean, Vulcans are typically known to keep themselves busy.
All right. With that, we're gonna go to the next scene. So you go down 1 momentum. Unfortunately, since there was not enough information gathered, the essentially bored. They look over the information, could not find anything, at least at Starfleet Medical. A complaint was filed of potential unethical violations on Koact IV, and needs to be brought to the Trill government for investigation through them. Yada yada yada. As the morning approaches, we're going to go to the bridge as Alpha Shift comes into session, essentially, or well, duty. Commander, looks like the Trill transport vessel has arrived early. Shall I notify the captain?
Go ahead, Mr. Kelly.
Bridge to captain.
Maxwell here.
Captain, it looks like the Trill transport vessel has already arrived. Shall we begin transferring over the Trill survivors to the transport vessel?
Let's begin transfer proceedings.
Understood.
Maxwell will head to the shuttle bay to see off the Trill survivors.
Oh, they'll just be walking through the Starbase. Essentially going from one docking port to another.
Okay, never mind then.
Meanwhile, in sickbay. Does anyone report that to the doctor?
The Shran will contact the Shran to sickbay.
Sickbay here.
Dr. Yumond, please inform Dr. Riol and your patients that the Trill transport has arrived early, and they can begin disembarking whenever they are ready and have been medically cleared to do so.
Right away, Commander.
Bridge out.
Right. And I'm going to go ahead and first inform Dr. Riol of that. Walk over and go, Doctor, it appears the Trill transport has arrived early. You're free to disembark it as soon as you're ready.
That's excellent news. She starts disconnecting the module and putting on like a sort of almost like entering some commands and disconnected from the main power source of the ship and preparing it for transport.
If you're in need of any help, I'm sure I can spare the time.
I will handle this if you can assist with the other patients that you most appreciate. I'm sure they'll welcome the assistance.
Absolutely. It was good working with you, Doctor, even though I wish it was under a better conclusion.
Likewise, but our particular field does not welcome better circumstances at times. So.
Yeah. And then I'll go ahead and proceed to inform each of the patients that the transport has arrived, and whenever they're feeling medically ready to disembark, or whenever not medic when they're ready. I'll do some final medical checks to make sure each of them are fit enough to disembark.
Reason, medicine, difficulty of 1.
Reason, medicine, difficulty 1. I'll go ahead and use momentum for cautious.
Two momentum
Okay.
gained, and yeah, all of them are clear for transport. Some of them might have to be, essentially ushered out in a wheelchair, but they can be moved.
And I'll offer any assistance that I can, personally.
This individual patient here, she could use, a wheelchair. The rest of them can walk on their own.
Okay. I'll proceed to get her a anti-grav wheelchair for her.
That'd be 1 momentum.
Go ahead.
And you help her into the wheelchair. Give me fitness plus security difficulty of 1.
Okay. Fitness, security, difficulty 1.
Gain momentum, and you easily help lift her into the wheelchair, grav chair, and start preparing her for to the transport. Do you tell one of the nurses to handle that, or one of you, like your medical staff?
You know what? I'll handle it myself. I'll tell Dr. Ferrix he has sick bay for now.
All right. You wheel her down, and the rest kind of get up, and start walking towards the exit the sick bay. It's kind of like shifts a little. It's like, you wouldn't happen to have a cane or walking stick I could use? His daughter comes to help as she notices his pain.
Oh, absolutely.
You're gone. You left.
Of course. Rest here against the bed for a moment. I'll do that.
For a moment.
All right. Sure. Can somebody take over fair talk? I've got to step away for a sec.
Okay.
Anyway, get a cane and helps assist him walking out of sickbay. And the other one kind of gets up and sort of shuffles his way out. Do you remain on the bridge, Captain, or?
Do go down to the see them off. basically, it's just in case any of them have anything to say to me type deal. I'm there at the exit, basically saying goodbye, making sure everybody's okay type deal.
All right. I'm assuming Commander Shishran is there. As they're departing, we're gonna go over to the counselor's office. Commander Tavin, thank you for coming. Told you've had a rough day yesterday.
Supposedly, yes. Am
Would
I
you-
allowed to be out of my quarters?
Medical privilege, Commander.
Hmm.
You mind, you do
Medical
have to go back to your
privilege.
quarters after this.
Of course.
Can I get you anything to drink?
No, I think I'm good.
Sorry, back now.
So, tell me, Commander, how do you feel?
Fine.
Sensing a little hostility there. Sure you're fine?
Yep, fine.
I see. No feelings of frustration. You do feel a little, I'm sure with the circumstances you feel a little defeated.
Nope, perfectly fine. Happy as can be.
Commander, I sense some very, locked up emotions from you.
You know,
It's
one
easier
should
if you
always
just...
ask before prying into one's mind.
I am not prying into anyone's mind. It's really what's on the surface.
I see, but did you ask permission before doing so?
Your leading emotions. I do not sense your surface thoughts. I'm only an empath.
Very well, then I'll stick with my original statement. I'm brimming with happiness and confidence.
I see. So tell me, how do you feel about, I've had an interesting report come across. The reason why Commander Shran has requested that you see me is with one of your officers. You're potentially having some difficulties.
He was not happy with the way that I use my officers and resources to complete certain duties.
Is there a reason why you've singled out I don't remember what it is.
Zares.
Lieutenant Zares.
I feel it's critical that all my officers have a well-rounded training routine to be able to handle any situation regardless of what the task might be.
I see, and that includes limiting his bridge time?
Well, he certainly has bridge time. In fact, I believe he's on the bridge right now. But I do make sure that he has plenty of other activities as well, so that his training can be more comprehensive and allow for a more well-rounded officer.
Well, assuming that's what any good superior officers wishes for their officers under their command.
Indeed, I'm glad we could get this cleared up.
I'm not the one you need to clear this up with, Commander. I'm just here as sort of a soundboard for you to talk out your frustrations to, and make sure that you're doing well mentally.
I'm doing just fine. Again, I am happy as can be and brimming with confidence.
Right. Okay.
Is there anything else, Counselor?
No, unless there's anything you wish to talk to me about.
No, I think that will do just finely. It was lovely talking to you, and I look forward to not having to see you again.
Unfortunately, Commander, you're going to have to see me again. I think we should do this on a weekly basis.
What do you feel would be accomplished by that, Counselor?
I'm feeling a little bit of aggression from you, which is fine. It's normal in situations like yours, but I think there's some issues you need to work out. But these things take time.
I see. Well, you are the counselor. If you wish to see me here every week, I would be more than happy to come in here and tell you once a week that I am happy and brimming with confidence.
If that is the course of action you wish to pursue, then by all means you may do so. But for the time being, I wish to see you each week.
Very well. I'll see you next week, counselor.
I will let you know of the day and time.
Very good, counselor.
Enjoy your yes. So, and I highly recommend. I will give you authorized access to use the holodeck to sort of vent your frustrations out, Commander. So, please,
very good.
Take the time to do so.
And with that, Tavin goes back to his quarters.
Have a good day, Commander.
Goodbye, counselor.
Okay. So is the captain and commander going down to the docking area, essentially to see out the Trill survivors?
I know I am.
Yes, sure.
Dr. Yimon is currently, moving on a grav wheelchair, one of these survivors who can't walk on her own just yet. The rest are walking. The pilot, Valon Talinar, is, using sort of a cane to aid him, as he's walking. Kind of stops and sees the two of you, like, standing there. Oh, Commander Shashran, I want to thank you for coming to our aid, and thank you, Captain, for tending to those that survived.
I'm glad we got there in time to help as many as... hopefully you'll won't be needing that for long, and I'll be back to 100% soon, and once again behind the helm of the starship.
I'm sure my wife will have some things to say about that, but...
Fair enough.
You know what they say about us men, right? To the starship?
And Miss Talinar, it was a pleasure to meet you as well. take care of your father. It looks like he may need a little TLC, or whatever the Andorian equivalent of that would be.
She smiles. I'll make sure he gets the proper rest.
Good.
Well, come, Israel. Let's get back home. You walk off.
Israel. Captain, I don't know if you've had a chance to meet Dr. Lezri Riol. She's been essential in seeing to the survivors. Dr. Riol, Captain Jason Maxwell, commanding officer of the Valor.
Doctor?
Pleasure to meet you, Captain. And thank you for rescuing my people.
It's not a problem, Doctor. It's what we're out here for.
Of course, and good luck with the problems at the border here. I assure you that my government will not be allowing another civilian ship this way for quite a while.
Well, intelligence gained by the Narell be quite valuable, and we'll be following up on both these Nausicaan pirates and the freighters they were escorting. Hopefully we'll soon be able to ensure free scientific and passage through this sector of space once again.
Hopefully, I'm sure Dr. Kas would have liked that. He's a man of great wisdom. If you don't mind, I have patients to attend to still. So good luck on your journey, Captain and Commander.
Doctor?
And most of the rest of the Trill file out that are there and exit the Valor.
I'm glad things may be getting back to whatever it is that passes for normal around here.
Good. But I don't think things are going to be normal for a very long time.
Understood. Well, and pretty much guaranteed with Commander Tavin around.
Agreed. Figure something out about him.
Something what about him?
Figure something out about him. Like what to do in case this happens again.
I had a talk with him, sir, but honestly, I'm not sure how much he took it to heart. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm hoping that the ship's counselor might have some effect, but Stubborn doesn't even begin to describe the man, and that's coming from an Andorian.
Agreed. Last I knew, Andorians thought humans were thick-skulled and idiotic.
Well, to be fair, we hadn't met Aurelians then.
True.
Although you have to admit, the feathers are better than the pink skin.
Yeah. Do it.
Bridge to Captain Maxwell and Commander Sishran.
Maxwell here.
Captain, we're receiving a message from Starbase 2-1. You are to report to Commander Young's office on board the station.
Me and the commander. Yes.
You and the commander, sir.
Get Maxwell out. Commander.
Well, it looks like situation normal didn't last long at all.
Yep. I wonder if this has anything to do with our operations of the security officer.
Hell, only one way to find out, sir.
To operations we go.
You head to the station commander's office on board 2-1. And through the window, you can see Admiral Haggard sitting in the commander's chair.
Hit the button. I'm gonna go, boy. Here we go. Button.
Young motions for you, two of you, to enter.
I can't move the captain's token.
I moved.
So, through the door, Admiral, Commander.
The Shran nods to them both.
Captain, Commander, I hereby order the Valor to take part, or to head to these coordinates as he passes a pad. You are to join a strike group, in which I will be leading. We'll be joining my ship, the Argo. We're going to attempt. We got recently a patrol team managed to disable a Nausicaan pirate. We have coordinates of another convoy shipment coming out of Cardassia by them. We're hoping to intercept them as well as disable and figure out what the hell the Cardassians are transporting. Operation will begin at 1500 hours. I'm sure your ships will be ready by then. Sorry, your ship will be ready by then.
Just finishing up scheduled maintenance. We should be ready. We should be ready by then.
Very good. You're dismissed.
Understood.
Well, that could have been worse.
Agreed. That could have been much, much worse.
Maybe we'll finally get to the bottom of what the Cardassians are up to once and for all. Though somehow I doubt it.
I think the nation of the Cardassians will come to the light for many, many, many years.
I'll be satisfied if we can just hit the Nausicaans hard enough where they don't think it's any longer worth to start to provide security for these mystery convoys.
And hopefully there's no other groups of pirates backing up the Cardassians.
I don't know, sir. The Nausicaans have been popping up in close proximity to several Cardassian operations lately. At Nebula, where we had to slow to impulse while escorting the freighters, and then this latest incident that the Narell science vessel scanned them escorting more Cardassian freighters. That's why we had to go on that rescue mission to begin with. Cardassians are spending a lot of money for Nausicaan protection.
Makes one really wonder. Commander?
Sorry, I lost you there.
To work.
Nope. Sorry, man. Couldn't make that out.
Maxwell goes, well, Commander, back to work we go.
Hi, sir.
Captain, as you sit down in your chair, you have a message pending from Starfleet Medical.
Okay. I guess I'll open up the message.
It's ordered to report to Dr. Yeeman at your earliest convenience. There is a message pending. This is from Dr. Kai of a potential issue. And with that, we will leave this to be